Greetings, everybody, from High Conflict Institute. I'm Bill Eddy, co-founder and Chief Innovation Officer. I develop a lot of our methods for managing high conflict situations. And the last few weeks, I've been talking to you more informally because we're all going through the stay at home and everything. And so with the coronavirus. And so this week, I thought I'd have some company and introduce you to Shiv Martin, who is our training director and also our person in Australia. So I thought I'd start out by asking you, Shiv, how are you folks managing in Australia?
Thanks, Bill. Look, I think we're not too bad. Everybody is staying at home. Schools are closed. A lot of the bigger workplaces are closed, and we're all trying to just stay at home as much as possible. But, you know, I don't want to say anything before it happens, but it looks like things are heading in a good direction for us this week. So I hope it continues that way.
Great. Yeah, I'm in California, and our numbers haven't been too high, although any numbers are high are terrible.
Yeah.
But nationwide, our numbers are rapidly increasing, so it's kind of frightening. And so part of what we want to do is give people some encouraging words. Most of our people are in the United States, but as you know, we have a strong showing of people in Australia who we speak to and train, also strong showing in Canada, and also some people in Europe. Although those people should be in bed right now. But this is my Monday message. So it's Monday in Australia right now. It's Sunday evening in California. So I was thinking in terms of the kinds of things, what do people need to know, need to hear to help them going through all of this, do you think? What can we offer?
So, Bill, I think for me personally, just the last few weeks has been a bit of a struggle. I've got older parents who I'm incredibly worried about. I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old who I love to bits, but now I'm spending way more time with them than I've ever before. And my husband works on the front line. He's a psychiatrist in a prison hospital. So he's going out and sorry, Bill.
That's okay. You've got a dog too. That's part of the family.
I've got a dog as well. So I thought I had the kids silent for this interview, but I forgot about the dog.
That's okay. These are important.
Yeah. So as I was saying, my life is chaos, and I think in that I had been so stressed and anxious trying to work out how to do each thing every day, and you know everything is up in the air. But I think at this time, it's just really given me a moment to pause and think, well, I'm so lucky that, you know, we still have income coming in. We have healthy young kids. My parents are healthy, luckily. And I can do things like work from home. But those few days of utter chaos for me and stress and anxiety and not knowing what I'm doing and how I'm going to manage, it gave me like excellent insight on what it must be like for some people every day when they wake up, get out of bed, and just they have no idea. And I think our training and our resources that we have, it really is focused in how we can connect with those people that are going through that struggle daily. And so it helped me to just steady myself and think, right, what part of the brain am I thinking with? Why am I feeling like this? Take a breath, think about everything that's going right, take a moment to plan what I want to do, make some lists, and just all those strategies for managing high conflict personalities that we talk about in all our training. It was like, okay, Shiv, you're stressed. Why don't you just do some of those things and then find your own peace and calm and steadiness, and then start tackling how you're going to move forward with the kids, with work, and everything else. So
Yeah,
that's me in a nutshell.
that's great. And what's interesting, and people should know, is you're a lawyer, you're a mediator, and also an administrator in a government agency. And I was thinking, in all of these areas, these are the areas we emphasize as High Conflict Institute and training. And what do you think people are really needing now? Because we are moving more and more online. So what do you think people are needing, and what are we offering?
So, in Australia, there's been a bit of speak about what is an essential and not essential worker. Have you had that there in Bill?
We don't, yes, actually we are with the coronavirus. So it's
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
to that. If you're not essential, you're supposed to stay home.
Yeah, and I think what's interesting is I think we can do our work from home, which is excellent. But I think our roles in government as complaints handlers, as mediators, anyone who works with human conflict,
Yeah,
at the moment, our jobs are so essential. And it's because this whole external stresses that everyone is facing is definitely causing people to be more combative, more fixated, and you would expect, and this is what I thought, that with everything going on in the world and people dying and losing their jobs, that a lot of those smaller complaints or things that people had held onto for so long, they would let go of.
yeah,
But instead, what I'm seeing is that they're clinging
growing up.
onto it.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're clinging onto it, and it's getting worse. And even relationships, family relationships, as we all know, that were okay, are actually getting worse as well. Because
Yeah.
in isolation, everyone has, focused inwards, they're focused to each other. And so I think our roles in managing conflict and helping people navigate conflict is so essential right now.
Yeah.
But the lucky thing is that we can do our work online. And I was talking to you about this before, Bill, is that what I have done a lot of, and I'm sure many mediators and lawyers have done in the last few weeks, is invested a lot of time into understanding technology. And what I've realized is that there's so many elements of our work that we did previously that can so easily be done in online forums,
Right.
and in some cases done more effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree. I did a couple of weeks ago, I did an online Zoom training for 49 mediators in Toronto. And because everyone's at home at their computer, you can see all of these people in the little windows. Whereas if they were in an office, huge conference room or meeting room, everything would be much more difficult. So actually, now that people have the ability to be online with their own computer, we can have conversations. We have breakout room for practice exercises. That was fun. They did groups of 3 and all of that. But I'm thinking, what you're saying is so important is people are having more difficulty rather than less. And I know there's a concern about domestic violence, and we do a lot of training about high conflict family behavior. And what was interesting to me today, I listened to New York Governor Cuomo, who is basically in charge of a state that's doubling almost every day the number of deaths. And he said, you would think people would be calm, like you're saying, but instead we're getting more complaints. And it's like, because people see us as an authority figure, they're attacking us and criticizing us. And that's exactly what we teach with High Conflict Institute. High conflict people tend to blame the people they're closest to. And that's where you see like domestic violence, etc., or people in authority positions, like the police, like the governor, like the government. And so I think you're right that we really want to get our information out as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, we're already online with a lot of videos and such. Are you looking at putting more trainings online that'll be recorded?
Yeah, so
That's
we're actually working on launching the Australian webpage shortly,
excellent.
and we're trying to convert as much of our training that we had quite a bit of training booked in for May in Australia, and we've just been working to change every single one of those to an online offering, and it's great because we could do a 1 hour online conversation. We could have a 3 hour group conversation where we do have breakouts and activities. Or we could do a whole day where we have breaks and people walk away from the screen but then come back. So it's like you can almost replicate the full day with technology.
Yeah.
You know, there are parts of it that we miss out on in terms of that human contact, and I, you know, hope that we can get back to that
Someday we'll have
it's
hope again.
someday. Yes, yes. But in the meantime, we can still achieve so much in this space, and
Yeah.
it's in one of the most important times that we need to be getting our message out in terms of how to better connect with people who are
Yeah.
not in a good place.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of us at the moment.
Right. Well, I don't want to take too much of your time. We're really appreciating getting to introduce you to everybody and have a few minutes of word from the opposite side of the earth. It's just amazing that we're all experiencing the same thing. But the good news is we can address it internationally and communicate and give each other empathy, attention, and respect to get through things. So, so I want to thank you for joining us today and wish everybody out there well for this week. You know, don't touch your face. I probably already did that, but but take care, be careful, stay at home, and give yourselves encouraging statements. And I'll talk to you soon, Shiv. I think we've got meetings coming up and such, but I'm so excited that you're working with us and making things happen in Australia, and that we really seem to have a lot to offer. That's what people need. So I'll
Thanks,
wave.
Bill.
Oh,
Bye.
and take care.
Yeah.